My name's Ray Meade. I play bass for Ocean Colour Scene and Gerry Cinnamon. I got heavily into music when I started high school. It was the mid-90s and Britpop was happening. I was heavily into Oasis and the Ocean Colour Scene and all those kind of bands, which led me back through to, you know, the music that I love now with the Sex Pistols, the Rolling Stones. All I ever wanted to do with my life was to hopefully become a musician someday. So that's what kind of lit the fuse. The mid-90s was what it was all about in those days. Most recently I've been playing with Ocean Colour Scene. I think it's approaching 6 years I've been with them now, and it's literally dream stuff. We've been all over the world, Australia, New Zealand. It's been fantastic. I'm touring the Mosley Shoals album a lot of the time. For the last couple of years I've been working with Gerry Cinnamon, who's just phenomenal talent. You know, he's so clever as a musician. The new album, The Bonnie, I was really lucky to play bass on that. And you know, it came out, went to #1, which was amazing. It's just turned silver. I'm sure it'll end up gold in no time. Yeah, it's just great. I love playing with Steve Craddock. He was a big influence on me as a guitarist, and I've learned so much from him as a guy, as a musician, the way he handles himself, and you know, he's a real inspiration. And it's still mad for me to look across the stage and see him there when we're playing. I started playing with Ocean Colour Scene. I'd covered a couple of gigs in lead guitar, and as fate would have it, they were looking for a new bass player, and I got to stay and do it. So I've been feeling my way about that the last few years, and finding a sound really. I started off with, I think it was a big old Ampeg bass amp, you know, and it just was like alien to me. I just didn't know how to work it. I could turn it up and down and that was about it. But when Blackstar came along, I was using the Pro Unity amps, and they were just night and day from anything else I'd used before. I found them really straightforward. I could find a tone and a sound, which was interesting, you know, because as I said, I could only kind of turn it up and down to begin with. But when I got a test set of the U700 Elite, the head and the cab, the first thing that struck me was how light it is. I live up the top floor, and every time I'm having gear delivered, it leads to arguments with delivery guys because the equipment's so heavy. I knew something was different with this because no one said anything when they dropped it off at my house. But it's so lightweight, it's so compact, it's so portable. The head, you put it in, it's almost like a laptop bag, you sling it over your shoulder, away you go. It's amazing. And the cab it's as light as I've ever felt. Some of the settings on it it's so clever. They've got an octave channel that's just a flick of a switch, and the difference that makes to me, because a lot of my bass lines with Ocean Colour Scene, it's riff based, and a lot of the time I'm going up the neck for different parts because there's only the one guitar player in the band. Having that, I've noticed that little extra depth. It's just a bit of dig to it that I've been missing, and I don't need pedals to do that. It's just a flick of a switch. It's so easy to do it. It's really interesting, and it's the same with some of the stuff I'm playing with Gerry. There's a chorus setting on it that just gives it a lovely little gloss, and it's just so clever, so compact, and I don't see myself using anything other than this now. I mean, I've had it for 3 or 4 months, and it's so straightforward. I think when we get back to touring, you know, I'd maybe have, I'd imagine 6 cabs, you know, piled on top of each other just for a bit of height, with the head stuck up on top. See, it's different with Gerry because everything's DI'd. I use a Unity Pro amp more as a monitor, more as a feel, because it's arenas that he's playing. I think with him, you're basically trying to complement what he's doing. You're just giving him low end, you know, because he's become so big so fast that the venues that he's playing, for him and just an acoustic guitar, it's a hard space to fill with just that. So I'm basically just sitting under what he's doing. It's real kind of bass notes. That's what the big difference is between, you know, Ocean Coliseum and Gerry Cinnamon for me. You know, in terms of playing with the two of them, one's really riff based and, you know, quite sort of noodly at times, but with Gerry you're just playing the bass notes and kind of complementing what he's doing, giving him a kind of foundation, you know, that's always going to be there for him wherever he ends up. It's so versatile ahead though. It basically does everything I need it to do in both gigs, which is unusual, you know, because a lot of people that have got multiple gigs, they've got different rigs for this, they've got different rigs for that, and it ticks all the boxes. As soon as it arrived, I thought, well, this is really, really clever.